So I wanted to do a reaction video for the Inside Xbox presentation Thursday morning, roughly like 7:30 a.m. Pacific time. Presentation starts 30 minutes from now. I had the mentality that like, oh, you know, I kind of want to watch it. And then maybe just have my thoughts or maybe rewatch it after the fact to kind of dissect it a little bit further. So I do that. And what I saw was disappointing. I think that's the most accurate way to say it. If I had to describe the feeling I felt after finishing up that presentation, it would probably be like this. Have you ever walked into the bathroom, you know, whether it be like your own home or like a public restroom, and then you look at the toilet paper roll and it's not enough. Like it's a skinny boy. You think to yourself like, you know, it's not a lot. It's not a lot of substance. Not a lot of content. Kind of how I felt for this Xbox presentation. But yeah, I wanted to film a reaction to this because I really was looking forward to what Xbox Series X had to offer. You know, there was a lot of hype being built up like over social media, like through Twitter. The Xbox account was saying like things will change tomorrow, and also a first look gameplay from games on the Xbox Series X. And you know, in all fairness, there was gameplay in this presentation, but just not in the quantity that we were expecting. So I actually went back and took a closer look at the games that they were showing for this presentation. So I literally just went back and watched the entire thing 1.75 times the speed. So here we go, here's the list. Bright Memory Infinite, that was the first person it sure is genre. Reportedly it was made by one dude in China. It's crazy. It reminds me of that other game. It was kind of like a third person like action RPG, and it was just like a random dude like in a long coat, and he was like rolling around doing like some crazy animations while he fights. And this kind of reminded me of that, except for it's all first person shooter. There's swords and shields, then there's like high-speed car chases. Ayo, creator of Bright Memory Infinite. What exactly is the genre of this this piece? Sure is. So with Bright Memory Infinite, that actually did show gameplay. In fact, I would say that it showed the most gameplay out of like all the titles that we have so far. Dirt's actually pretty close there too. With racing games, is kind of the same idea as far as like what to expect. There were times where you were in the third person, like looking right behind the car, and there's one where you're looking like right inside, and that was pretty much it. Everything else was kind of much more of a visual aesthetic. Like they want you to pay attention to the details. So Dirt 5, pretty solid, right? Showed a little bit of gameplay here. It's all right. Scorn didn't show any gameplay at all. It looked good in a very grotesque way, but no gameplay. And now that I look back on these like past three titles so far, there's definitely that issue where it's like, well, we didn't really expect to see like world premiere or first look. We were kind of expecting just gameplay, period. And I think that's that was one of the problems that was communicated to us, was that there was much more of an emphasis on gameplay. And granted, that could have also been because they wanted to get people like hyped up for Xbox and also build up the views for this particular live stream. Chorus, I could have sworn it was like Chorves, but I think it's Chorus because they titled it like with a U and not a V. This was actually an announcement trailer. Had a bit of gameplay. It's shoot, what do they call it? I'm gonna call it the Star Fox genre. Yeah, I'm gonna just call it the Star Fox genre. But it deals with like spaceships, spacecrafts, like all the boom boom blah 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 blah, but like in space. So you technically can't really hear it. Madden 21. That was it didn't really show gameplay per se. You know, there was a shot like of someone catching a football, and they just like leaned it over with a different camera angle as like it get past the goal line, and that was it. Preceding that actually was kind of a cool compilation of like the evolution of the series. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 gameplay. It was about vampires. Don't really know much about the game series to be that interested in it, but I mean, it's curious. I'm curious enough to know kind of what exactly is going on. Call of the Sea. It reminds me of that one puzzle game where you're just kind of roaming around the island, you're solving puzzles, but in this case, you're just kind of roaming around. It does show gameplay. It really does. It was mainly just kind of walking around. I don't think you were really looking around with the camera, but it was just kind of like these walking shots where you're just kind of taking in the environment as your main character goes around searching for, I believe, her husband or just friend who just went missing after going on an adventure. The Ascent. Okay, so this one also had gameplay as well. This kind of when I looked at it, it kind of reminded me like a fusion of Marvel Ultimate Alliance and that one smartphone game, Halo Spartan Assault, with the guns specifically. The rest of it was just completely like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. What was see about The Medium? The Medium is a psychological horror game. What we saw of it like in this presentation was not a lot of gameplay per se. There was just some like really quick shots of like your character like running in one direction and this direction, falling down, backing up, and that was kind of it. Scarlet Nexus is made by Bandai Namco and looks really good. I mean, with that type of like art style, it does usually hold up really well. What we saw from the gameplay of that was it's like a mix of like Code Vein or any other Dark Souls game with Astral Chain and dash of Devil May Cry. And then we have Second Extinction. That was kind of like the Turok meets like Doom type of game, or moreover like Second Extinction has a bit of a Doom vibe to it, or at least that's what I got from the trailer. And Yakuza Like a Dragon, what a title. But this is actually a game that came out in January of this year on PlayStation 4, so it's actually not a new game. It's just gonna be released alongside the Xbox Series X and be upscaled with it. So it'll still probably look good. Love the title. Never really tried it, but it looks kind of cool. Okay, and here it is, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It was, what was it, a minute and 39? It was like a little over a minute and a half of a trailer, and most of it was just the trailer that we've already seen like a few days back, and then just like quick shots of our boy like running one direction, kicking someone, and then doing a quick assassination animation, and that was it. I think what happened here was that, again, we were expecting a lot more. So I think the problem was that we were expecting a lot more gameplay, like some kind of quick demo of like a game, like those presentations you see on E3. But instead, we just got like announcements and just quick trailers that didn't really show too much gameplay. And the games that did show up, they're cool and all, but it kind of wasn't exactly what I wanted personally. But at the same time, like, I'm kind of keeping myself open-minded. There's not really a particular game that I'm looking forward to or to be announced unless someone jogs my memories of something. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I totally look forward to that. But yeah, oh wait, hold on. Hear me out. If you just added Viva Pinata here and just upscaled it like crazy, that's it. That's all you gotta do. But I believe, no, it's from Rare. Yeah, they're from Rare. That's a third party. Okay, never mind. It would have showed up here, but they didn't. Give me a Viva Pinata 3. Like, legit, just do it. Other than that, that's pretty much everything that we've seen. It's not bad, it's just underwhelming for me. What Xbox game, what they're trying to do, they're gonna do like, what was it, an Xbox 2020, where each month for this year, they're gonna continue to post something, some news updates, maybe more game stuff. In July, we're gonna have a presentation of the first parties and their games, so that's going to include like Halo. Is Forza one of them? Could be, yeah, but I'm not really too big into Forza to be excited, but definitely Halo. The Halo would be a welcome to this new console. And you know what, when I'm thinking about what was my interpretation of what gameplay would look like and my experience with that, I think back at a lot of E3 specifically on what they had shown in the past. So let me see if you guys resonate with the following examples here. 2018, Sony's presentation, Ghost of Tsushima, that was incredible. I thought that was just gonna be a straight trailer, but then like as your boy just kind of like walks out of the forest, he pets the horse, and the camera like turns around to his back, and he moves, and you're like, oh, we're playing. And that was a really good looking game. Even now, like, and I think it has something to do with like the art style and the shading, the lighting. Like the lighting is so important. And when you continue to watch it, it's like, oh, it's so good. It looks so good. A little bit Assassin's Creedy. We know that's a lot more than what we got out of Valhalla. E3 2016. Breath of the Wild. Nintendo just literally waltzed up with E3 saying, we're not going to have anything. We're just working on the Switch. But you know what? We got a little something here in our back pockets. It's Breath of the Wild. Enjoy it. Probably the first Breath of the Wild trailer that we've ever really seen, like an official trailer for Breath of the Wild to be dropped. It was a trailer that showed you the world in different camera angles, but it also showed the gameplay for it. It was the first time you saw Link actually climbing to use different weapons. It did everything. I would say like what rivaled Breath of the Wild in 2016, same year, was an unexpected announcement in gameplay trailer slash almost movie of God of War. You know, I totally forgot about it, but before the demo even started up, the choir, the entire like ensemble down below played like the very beginning track of it, and it was epic as hell. I actually just reminded myself of it, like looking back at like YouTube videos just to build up like this quote unquote script. That was just phenomenal because they set the mood, and then you see Atreus and you just hear boy, and he comes out of the shadows, and everyone's just like, oh my god, he's got an axe. Another example, going a little further back as far as like what we could have expected or would have been definitely appreciated. Halo 4 actually, E3 2012. Chief is going towards whatchamacallit ship. And this is first time coming in contact with I forget what, the Sentinels, or I forget what they're called. It was movie-like, but it showed gameplay, and I thought that was really cool. Especially it was such like a warm welcome for a game that and franchise that's been gone for a while at that time. Halo 4's little demo in 2012 was actually a good welcoming addition to what we can expect from the series from there on. Another cool demo that I remember, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, that was in 2009. They showed like a live demo during their E3 press conference, and it was cool. Like it was 2009. Here we are, just as Nathan Drake climbing like on the edge of this roof, or this edge of this tower, and climbs up to the very top, and then you just get to look at everything, and everyone just starts cheering, and that was just like, wow, this game looks really cool. And then it cuts into more gameplay, and it's aged quite a bit. And I've never really been a fan of Uncharted's like gameplay as far as like how it looks. It was still a live demo, so there was the gameplay in that. You know what's a good example that wouldn't be deemed as gameplay but was presented for the Xbox Series X? Hellblade 2. It looked really good though. That's pretty much it. I think ultimately we were expecting a lot, even though they weren't really going to show anything too substantial. I think, you know what, like when you calm down and rewatch it, you're like, okay, yeah, it was just gameplay. It was just off to me. I was expecting something else. But yeah, so as much as I'd like to have done the reaction for this, looking back on it, I'm glad I didn't, because I would have just been. Because when I first watched this, I was kind of really upset, in disappointment about it. But now looking back at it, I understand it. Still would have wished for more, but you know, it is what it is. I'm curious though, like how Nintendo and Sony are gonna respond to this. Like, what if like PlayStation decides to drop their own presentation? Haha. Let's check out what we got. All right, guys, I'll go ahead and end the video. I apologize that there wasn't a reaction, but honestly, I think it was for the best. I would have been just so bored out of my mind if you guys just saw that, and for me to rewatch that again. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to hit that subscribe button if you want to see a little bit more of this type of stuff. You can also just kind of offer up like any like new ideas on things to watch, or just different shows even. We got like a couple of different like stuff going on the channel. But yeah, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. #bye everyone.